If you're a high school recruit and you're going to ID camps, but you keep walking away empty-handed and you're wondering why all the time you're putting in and the money to get to these ID camps, it's just not paying off the way you want. If that is you, then stick around because in the next few minutes, I'm going to explain why ID camps are usually a scam and what you really need to focus on if you do want to stand out at these camps. So why do ID camps usually not work? Well, the truth is anyone can pay to go to an ID camp, and sometimes you don't even need an email invite to go to one. So that says a lot about what the quality is going to be when you get to the camps. It's going to be some kids that are decent players, but it's going to be a lot of kids that just got the email, and maybe you fall into this trap, but you see a college coach email you and you think it's personalized when it's really not. But when you get to these camps, there's going to be a lot of kids there, and there's 100 players and there's 5 different fields, and the coaches are only going to be looking at you if you really stand out. And I'll get to that and how you can stand out and really make the most of it in a second, but you need to understand that a lot of these emails and these camp invites aren't personalized. Coaches are looking at a lot of guys, and if you're just one of the masses, then you're just not going to make it. So if you're not getting personalized emails that you can tell the coach actually just sent to you, then oftentimes that's a sign that maybe you were just paying for his dinner that night, or maybe you were just paying to go out there, get seen, and get crossed off his recruiting list because you're not ready to play. And that's okay, because again, in a minute, I'm going to show you exactly how you can stand out, but you got to know the truth. So who do ID camps work for? Because trust me, I've played with teammates that went through ID camps and got noticed that way. But here's the truth. ID camps only work for the guys that are really standing out and they're an obvious difference maker when they step on the field. Usually ID camps go best when the coach already knows who you are. He's already seen you and scouted you and seen some of your clips, and he's bringing you out to the ID camp so he can have a more personal connection with you and see who you are as a leader, as a communicator out there when you're really playing in front of him. And even if you're not getting personalized emails and you know that the coach is specifically looking for you when you get there, you can still stand out, but you need to be the sharpest there. You need to be the most intense. You need to stand out not by just putting everyone else down by trying to communicate and act like you're the best, but by doing what you're good at, the basics, but just to a high degree, because you understand everything that you're doing needs to be 2 or 3 times faster when you get to the college game. So here's a 3-step process on how to make the most out of these ID camps and make sure that you stand out when you get there. The first one is to build a relationship before the camp starts, before the coach even sees you playing. And if you guys aren't texting back and forth or you haven't called with him, you need to show up first day and go shake his hand. Make sure you're having a real conversation. And I used to just laugh and be like, oh, cool, when guys were like, you need to stand out, you need to shake his hand, you need to say something different to make sure he remembers you. But this is really the truth. And you don't have to go up there and say some joke or be weird to try to get the coach to remember you, but you do need to go up there, have a firm handshake, have an inner confidence that makes the coach remember you because he's like, oh, this kid has an energy where he knows he can play and I need to watch for him. The second step to making sure you stand out is to arrive to these ID camps with a game that demands attention. One of the biggest things that I preach with the guys that I work with one-on-one is to become undeniable as a player. Yes, there might be luck involved. Yes, there are politics. Yes, the coach just might see you at the wrong time. But the truth is, if you are really an undeniable player, then the coach will see you and you will get an offer. And the majority of the guys out there think that they deserve to go D1 or high D2, but they're just one of many and you aren't standing out enough, and that's why you're not getting the looks. Third step is to follow up with film. But before we even get to that, you need to understand that your post ID camp conversation with the coach is huge. And one of my favorite things to tell the guys that I work with to say to a coach is like, look, coach, honestly, I just want to make it to the next level and I love your school, but can you tell me something that you see in my game that I need to work on or something that I can continue to implement to stand out? And this is a way that you can stand out because the majority of guys, they're going to go up, they're going to shake his hand and they're going to think that the coach remembers them and knows who they are as a player. And they probably don't even know your name. So go up to them, be honest, be like, look, coach, I just want to play at the next level. I love your school and I love your program and I think I'd be a good fit, but can you tell me what I need to know from my perspective? And the coach will A, say some really good things about you and show that he actually knows who you are as a player, or B, he's going to say something that you can tell he's not really watching you personally, and that's a sign that you just haven't gotten to that level of development that you need to play at the next level yet. But either way, you need to take these camps as opportunities to learn what you need to work on. And if a coach is at the D1 level or the D2 level or even the D3 level and he's telling you something you need to work on, then you need to take that advice because he's a coach and And he's not the only one that thinks like that. There's hundreds and hundreds of coaches that all look for similar things in players. So if you get advice from one coach, chances are it might apply to many more. So I went on a little bit about the post ID camp conversation, but obviously you need to be following up with emails, texts, calls, whatever you need, sending them film saying, hey, I was at the ID camp, not sure you remember me. Here's my game film, played really well. Again, I love what you do at your program. Would love to hop on a call soon. Something like that, something to keep them interested, to keep conversation going. But the end all is if you just didn't stand out when you got to the ID camp, or you don't have the game film, the highlights that jump out in an email's inbox with thousands of other emails every day, every week, then you probably just need to be focusing on your development. And if you don't have 5 or 10 coaches personally reaching out to you with interest in you for their program, then again, you need to look inner. If you were undeniable on the field, then you'd be getting those looks. And that's just the harsh truth. That's something that I never wanted to accept when I was in high school, but it's something that I wish someone told me straight to my face earlier. So no, ID camps aren't always a scam, but if you're just not at the level yet and you're not undeniable, you're probably wasting your time. And if you want to change that, I work with guys one-on-one through a remote development and mentorship system. You can click the link in my bio and learn more if that'd be a good fit for you. And if not, you can definitely check out my Instagram. It's at Training by Cushing in the description. There's a lot of tips and just content on there that can help you in your situation.